Und hallo, herzlich willkommen zurück bei Honkai Star Rail. Und wir machen hier weiter mit Finon, genau. Mit dem machen wir weiter. Und wir sollen jetzt hier hoch. Einmal aufsteigen, bitte.
Oh, nice moves.
Ja, das kann ich.
We just washed it away and here it comes again. The black tide is really no joke.
Ja.
The waters end here. The one you seek is beyond this point.
At last, I can meet with Her Majesty Saridra herself. Are there any formalities I need to observe?
Don't kneel, don't do the hand-kissing or foot-kissing gestures of the old dynasty, and most of all, don't bow. The Imperator despises such rituals, especially when the heads of those taller than her bend beneath her crown.
She really is down to earth.
The second thing to note, only trusted ones may come near her. Keep 5 paces distance until the Imperator allows otherwise.
Sounds like an old friend of mine.
Well, experience is a good thing. Stay sharp, and you'll be just fine. Duck's Goldweaver, little hostage. Apologies for keeping you waiting.
It's you.
You know them? Good. That makes things easier.
Geht wir da?
Before that, I'm
Okay.
more curious about one thing. Where is...
To avoid any misunderstandings, nameless swordmaster. Although we spoke and laughed along the way, I never said you were entitled to meet her. The Imperator decreed. The Deliverer will not appear in this age. But come now, both of you. Let's finish our job.
I see. I had no intention of fighting. So remember this, Lady Hysealant. If my sword shows any hesitation, don't thank me. Thank them instead.
No, you misunderstand. We don't want to see Chrysoceres hurt each other. Just give us some time to ask you a few questions.
The Nestia's golden threads will judge you and decide your fate.
As you wish.
White-haired swordmaster? If what you say is true, then you must know the fate of the world. So, how much do you know about what we read from the prophecy?
You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments and wither in the soil of foreign lands. Is that correct, Lady Treby?
How is this possible?
He got it right?
Yes, but the prophecy never mentioned he'd appear here. At least, not in this era.
You must listen to me, Aglaya, Treby. The Feinen of this world has not yet been born. In a distant future, he will follow the prophecy's guidance and appear before you. But do not seek him out. Because Era Nova is a complete and utter lie. I will tell you the truth. And you will understand why the world must forsake the prophecy and find another path to Era Nova. Because I know both of you. And I believe that no matter how the course of history may change,
bestimmt die Vergangenheit.
the faith we all share will always remain the same. And so, the layers of rock began to reverse, and history wove itself anew. Through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the Flame Chase journey, Saridra. And after a long and arduous negotiation, the Imperator's alliance needed the destruction. And I was ready to pour all my strength into it. The spoils of the Flame Chase, the core flames, but the condition was this. In the upcoming battle, I had to prove that my power could transcend. In the original history, there was a brutal war. At the end, the Titankin of Georios, Terravox, killed the rampaging Titan and took the core flame. But this time, Amphorius encountered. Neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd gathered around the scorched remain, cheering for the hero of the destruction, who had ignited the faint spark of... Yes, I proved myself. And in the long years that followed, I brought down the other Titans. Well, I could do more than just wait. When time resets, the chance to change the world also emerges from the lines of history. Until finally, the brutal future revealed by Era Nova is reversed. But tell me, if that's truly the case, why are we doomed to the same outcome?
Erste ewige Wiederholung. Ende.
The people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amphorius. At this point, I just want to know. When they vanished into the black tide with their mortal bodies, why didn't you shed even a single tear? Your indifference chills me. To you, were they just a bunch of insignificant footnotes? Sorrow has been my constant companion. In fact, with 12 core flames upon me, the fire in my heart has never been more violent. I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never truly leave me. Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So, draw your sword, Executioner. I'll make sure you realize that your greatest mistake was leaving me alive. After that, he raised his sword and attacked. Then, Kaslana killed himself. That day, Who fell to the sword to be left in the past? And who went into the future? I can't remember anymore. I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight, futilely pushing a stone ball. Climb, fall, climb, fall, climb again, and fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes resting on a gentler slope, leaning against the stone for a break. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. The stone would always roll back down the slope, and the nymph would always return to the starting point, beginning again. After that, every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the 4th quint of curtain fall hour, then fall to the starting point in the first 15 seconds, and my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time.
Ewige Wiederholung Nummer 1. Objekt Lana konnte die 11 Erben erfolgreich überzeugen, die 12 Kernflammen gewaltlos zurückzuerobern. Nach Überprüfung hat dieser unerlaubte Zugriff keine wesentliche Auswirkung auf den Verlauf des Experiments gezeigt. Die 12 Erben von Kyusus hielten sich strikt an die ursprüngliche Versuchsabfolge, wobei jeder Lebenszyklus nochmal der Reihe nach abgeschlossen und in die Pufferzone gelangen wurde. Das Objekt Kyaslana hat den Berechnungsprozess zurückgesetzt. Es wurden abnormale Schwankungen der Verstandsfunktion festgestellt. Admin-Notiz, erster tragischer Fehlschlag. Und keine...
Absolute nonsense.
I thought cycles was the answer you were looking for.
No, it's just that the answer came so suddenly. There was no fun in tracing it back to its roots. Eons? Paths? What a load of nonsense.
I can't give you an exact explanation of those two concepts either.
Enough. I'm just expressing my frustration. Don't you understand? I was already expecting this. The black tide came from beyond the sky. And everything else is no exception.
Fate is a strange thing. No matter how the details of history change, the Anaxa I know always remains as harsh as ever.
If the other Anaxagoras actually worshipped the gods, I'd make sure to find a way to break the cycles and crush them in their cradles. Too bad. Now only you have the ability to do that.
What's that supposed to mean? Your will...
Of course. The core flames were meant to save the world. And in my opinion, the noble titans have no reason to refuse. Besides, according to you, before stepping into these endless cycles, you were my pupil.
I've already heard the same thing.
Enough chit-chat. Let's go. If we run into any other scholars, we've all made preparations for total annihilation. Never thought someone would step in to help. You've been to the luminary throne before, haven't you? Hold up. Keep your wits about you. Someone's watching us.
Ja. Meow.
Pretty boy, your eyesight's better than I thought. As for that false god who's been turning the world upside down, it's you, isn't it, white hair?
You sure do love stealing the spotlight. In the name of the Seven Sages, I demand that you immediately step away from the luminary throne. This is the sacred ground of reason, and no one may desecrate. Take my words back to Aglaya. I won't say the same thing twice, Catgirl.
Oh my! You won't even call me the demigod of trickery. That is just heartbreaking. I have some words for you, too. First, as one of the most heretical blasphemers in the world, you have no right to lecture me. Second, this is none of your business, Grove Boy. Step aside. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Here we go.
Core flame thieves. You really think you can scare off a sage of the grove with nothing but empty threats?
This gloomy little brat's got a sharp tongue. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I kinda like you. As a return favor, please don't search his core flame right here. Aw, don't cry now.
That was close. I'm out of here.
They're exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning. And yet so...
Sounds like you have a plan.
Of course, but along the way.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
The Venerationists' foolish inventions finally come in handy.
How is this possible?
You've arrived, Zacharias. Always so punctual.
What? You know who I am?
I'm running out of patience. So I'm not going to waste words. Listen up. Spirit Thief. Hand over the core flame, and let's pretend we never clashed. This way.
Save. You sing better than any bard. If you ask me, you're the greatest disaster Emporius has ever known. No matter how strong you are, you're still just a mortal body. Carrying 12 core flames? Don't make me laugh. You'll just get consumed by the divine flames.
134.
What?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived through. And the number of core flames I carry...
1,590.
Yes.
1,000 core flames and just a single Chrysos heir. How is that even possible?
I've come this far. And that's proof enough.
But someday you will burn to the ground.
Of course. The divine flames will eventually consume my eyes and blind me. But before that, they could still forge and sharpen Dawnmaker. Now when I cut open your stomach, you won't feel a thing.
You...
This is the final warning.
Fine. Assume this world holds 100 million possibilities. And no matter how one looks at it, 99,999,999 of them, even so, I'll use my divine...
Bartolos!
Brad, if you've got the guts, you'll have to first step over my dead...
How absurd.
In my memories, Zagreus always meets the same end. Oh, their departure no longer stirs anything in my heart.
This reason core flame before us is a fake. Obvious as day.
I know. It always plays out like this. The Spirit Thief covers for her. And then, driven by defiance or hatred, she decides to stand before me exactly like the countless past hers I've known. Cunning, yet so...
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless times, tell me, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far, in the cycles where you've asked this question, the endings haven't been so...
Well, thank you for that. But I also believe that this time, you won't catch up to me. No one can catch up to me. I'm no longer running to escape anymore.
Whether you believe me or not, I'll still tell you this. You've made...
All right, then. We'll see.
Silence.
This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you trying to pull now?
Go, Cyphera. Give us some time in private. This isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path. It's time to discuss a possibility. Maybe the road you're walking is not one of salvation, but one that will simply drag the world into the flames for all time's sake. Turn back. I don't care how many times you've tried, because there's one thing I'm sure. Your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children of humanity you swore to save. They are no more than ants to you now, aren't they?
Of course. I've been wondering, what kind of demon could burn my homeland to the ground in an instant without batting an eye? Now I have the answer. It turns out that fiery demon has been fantasizing of becoming this world's deliverer.
I don't want to argue anymore. No matter what I say, make your biggest effort to resist. Or accept fate. And hand over, even if it's futile,
Yes. Even if it is futile.
When I walk into the destruction
Alltså,
ridden
så
by
var
the
det
gods
flammjägare
with my
med
own two legs.
nacken,
Even the
flam
smallest footnote still leaves a
i
mark in
hjärtat.
this story.
And so, at the end of the one-armed traveler and the scholar, or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled in the endless darkness. For no losses are a constant on the flame-chased journey. Reduced to ashes. Such a familiar, it happens in every journey. Always the same.
Mhm. Millionen noch was Wiederholungen. Aha. Den Kreis sind wir jetzt.
You don't look so good.
Even after going through 108,600 mighty, your name for me has never changed.
Why do you sound so pleased? It's a derogatory name.
Yeah, I know all too well. You only meant it sincerely after that one and only time we walked side by side. Every time since, Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra. That's your...
Interesting. Tell me, when the mighty Moses of the past faced you, did they...
Never.
Then they died honorably, worthy of the name of strife. But there's still tenderness in your eyes.
I have to remember how this feels. Remember that I was once human. Or else...
If you win, tell the mighty most of the next life.
I'll keep that in mind.
Even though the dynasty is left with just one, the Kremnos festival will continue as usual. One day, you shall die with a wound in your back. Enough. You've probably heard this thousands of times. So you must understand, facing the demigod, there's no way you'll take this core flame.
I understand.
Step forward and face me. I, the last son of Gorgo, the demigod of strife. salute you. I'll give 10,000 scars and 10,000 lives of mine to fuel the blazing sun of deliverance. Behold! The last Kremnost festival has begun. And will not end till death.
It's time to temper myself. The future ready for tomorrow. I can't let them down.
Conquer this world, or be conquered by me.
As you wish. Oh, glory. I salute you. I'll never yield to fate.
It's all I ever wanted.
Quench the blood. Break but stun. The flames are not strong enough. So tear the sky.
Use the flames of your fury to scorch your
The flames are not strong enough. Tear the sky. My embers. Let strife decide the outcome. Let this burn. Curse of immortality!
well fought. You may crown yourself my blood. In your next life, I shall once again.
The 108,642nd. Yet the shadows of the black tide still loomed, and pain and despair spread. The blaze was still not enough, even if it meant burning this body to ash.
Zwei
No
Millionen.
matter how
Dingsbums.
bright the sun
Versuchung.
is, there are still places it cannot reach. Moreover, the sun you bear is both cold and blinding. A sun like that surely cannot bring warmth to the nether realm of the next life.
Golden blood is born from the destruction. We have long since lost the right to seek warmth. Only by feeding the flames can we melt that hopeless.
Allow me to ask, how many core flames do you carry now?
24,041,108.
Such a heavy burden. So that's why you've turned into this. A broken idol. Tragic firewood.
No matter. I will bear this burden as long as you hand over the core flame of death.
I must refuse. As the demigod, I cannot watch you walk into a fate more cruel than death.
But this way, the past, present, and will never again suffer.
Unnecessary death. Indeed, you are not the Feinen I know. Please turn back. Don't let that absurd and unjust fate of yours come to pass. This way, at least my realm can still become the fragrant bed where you fall asleep.
In the end, it seems the clash of blades was inevitable.
How painful. I know I am not your match, having fallen under your sword countless times. But even so, please understand that my resolve is not to be underestimated. Even Kethali cannot shape all things at will, nor can they dictate the fate of all life. No one can shoulder the balance of, and it is precisely for this reason that I am the hand of shadow. Please turn back. Do not disturb these fresh flowers in their muddy depths. Crossroads of life and death, the giant dragon is but a shattered shell. Yet I will still fight, defending what hope remains.
It's time to temper myself. For tomorrow. I'm fine. Transform my soul into a raging fire.
How is it any different from little future?
Feel the scorching hatred. core flame of death was taken from the dragon's belly. It should shine upon all, light the path ahead. 2 million, 24 million, as if even the deepest abyss of primordial chaos could.
Female.
You're here, as always. You're still lingering, deep within me. Never. Because you haven't completely abandoned hope. Am I right? You're still waiting for a miracle. For the true hero to come and save us. If that thread of hope exists, it must come. If it's just a traveler with no connection to Emporius, they may not. Your thoughts are wavering. The mark of destruction is. But even within the gods' cold calculations, never forget what set you on this path. How many times has it been? Remind me again. My memory is a bit fuzzy. 4 million. Then that blaze inside of you must be burning hotter than ever. Yes. When I first forged the 12 core for the destruction, a power unlike anything before surged within me. Violent flames ready to tear my body apart. And yet now, this fragile body holds a staggering 48 million core flames. And when that happens, your long struggle will finally come to an end. No. I've already found a way to keep the cycles going. Mind sharing it with me? In every new cycle, a new me is born. All I have to do is push the next finite to the end of the world. Then he'll kill me. Shatter this body. Take my flames, my memories, and carry on the path I. Bold plan, but risky. What if, one day, the next you refuses to follow the same path? How can you ensure? If it were Professor Anaxa or Aglaya in my place, maybe they. Unfortunately, I don't have a backup plan. I have no choice but to bet everything on the next finite. And trust that he makes the. But even in this wretched prison, luck is still sometimes on my side. Because I never forget what set me on this path. Wait, you mean... Ever since, not once, in millions of cycles has there ever been an exception.
Gut.
Lord Fine.
Wir machen erstmal hier den Part Schluss. Und man sieht sich nächste Folge wieder. Bis dann. Tschüss.